This is about again the various calculation. How do we calculate the variance when you are given four different stocks, right? So you have to choose the stock which are actually beneficial to you. Maybe you can pick up the stocks based on the return that each stocks gives, or based on the probability of the expected return being given, right? So here if you see the investor, he has got four different choices for the investment: A, B, C and D, and they have given their each in stocks have given their rates and the probabilities, right? These are given in percentages. So you have R and return and the probability for each stocks. So what actually we need to see here, are these stocks attractive investment? If these are attractive, then you have to give a valid reasons why they are attractive. Or if those that are very attractive, how should the investor choose one to buy? So the very best calculation here, we do not know, like some of the stocks, maybe if you calculate the expected return, maybe they might prove to be a very attractive stocks, but their risk variance, if you look out that variance level of the stocks, would be enormously very risky. So how would you calculate? See, when you have the choice to make among these four stocks, you need to take the variance of all the stocks and the expected return, the ability to earn the expected return on the each stock individually. You can do a comparison, right? So variance in such cases, when we have return and the probability is given, when there is a probability. In previous example, when we were discussing about the standard deviation and variance, we were discussing about one single stock where we had the stocks details about the scripts on monthly basis, where we had only one detail. So based on that, we have found out the standard deviation, then we went on calculating the variance. But here you have the probability. So when you have the return details and the probability details, then probably you should use this formula, right? So here you can break the component, you can break that into three components. See here, one you have the probability, right? And another one you have the return. Then you also have to find out the expected return. How do you find out the expected return? Very easy. This you already studied in your financial management. So expected return for each stock, we have to multiply the return into the probability, right? That is one, that is the easiest way. So how many number of stocks, it just goes on infinite. How many number of stocks and choices you have, that goes on infinite. You just have to multiply individually, so R into probability. So first, for this formula, before you go ahead in calculation of the variance, first you have to find out the expected return, right? So this is the formula I have given. So here I have given the P1 R1, P2 R2. This is for individually for each security. So the very first security, see here I am converting, it is all given in percentage. I am converting it into divided by 100. So for the calculation, so 0.3 minus 0.3 into 0.2, 0.0, here it is 0.0 into 0.4 plus, because we are going only for particular security. So 0.3 into 0.3 and 0.7 into 0.1. What I do, and this is for every return, different types of returns. So I have to just accumulate, right, for all these. So there are four different types of return, and for the each stocks for the security A, for each one we have a different types of returns, and each return with a particular probability, that the probability that you would get this much return. What is the probability? So 20% of the probability that your return would be negative 30. 40% probability that your return would be 0, 30% probability that your return would be 30. So probability and the return you are multiplying. So for the security, the expected return would be 0.1. Similarly, you have to do for security B, where the expected return comes to 0.08. Similarly, you are for every probabilities and the expected return, you are calculating for every return and the probability for each return, right? You are calculating, and your security for the overall expected return would be, for that particular security, would be 0.08. And for the security C, we calculated for the security C, and similarly for the security D, right? So I have all these. So I have calculated ER. Then what I do, the formula, we know that this is a formula for the variance. So P into R1 minus ER to the whole square. So I have R 0.3 and I have P 0.2, and I also have the ER, which is 0.1 for the security A. So I just have to apply this. When I apply, I am getting for this 0.034. When I sum it for all the securities available for security A, it is 0.084. Similarly, I calculate for this, I get 0.0256. What I do now, I calculated for security A, B and C and D similarly, and I have got the variance for these, right? Variance of A 0.08. See, we am talking about security D, where the returns I would have, it wasn't mentioned whether it is a monthly basis or whether it is a weekly basis or daily basis or yearly basis. That detail is not given, but they have overall taking the performance of all the stocks under this particular domain. They are discussed about the returns and the probability that you would attain the return, right? So it is a cumulative value of all the risk, right? The variance of A, variance of B, variance of C, variance of D, they have given here 0.08, 0.0840, 0.0256, 0.0840, 0.0086. So this is the variance you have got. So variance and return. See, for example, variance, according to variance, if I see almost variance A and the variance C, right? There seems to be, variance C and the variance D. We have to look into this, because why particularly A and C I am talking about. I am looking into the expected return, because the expected return of security A is 0.1 and the expected return of security C is 0.2. But if you talk about the return of B and D, which are very less, 0.08 and 0.08, so both are same. So what I do here, I am locking my decision to security A and security C. So what I do when I am locking my choice to security A and security C, my variance is almost the same. When it comes to A and comes to C, my decision is almost same, because variance makes no difference. Both are of the same variance. On the other hand, if I look into the expected return, what I got it for A, I just got 0.1, but for C, the expected return is 0.2. So that gives me a pretty confidence, right? So I would go for mostly C. So when we calculate the return, C that ranks first and the A falls second. But when we consider the risk level, both the securities have equal level of risk, say for example 0.084. But if when you are discussing about the rate of return, C is coming with the highest rate of return. So the same, when you consider the same risk level, people will go for mostly the risk of the same. But when it comes to return, which is the higher, which yields to the higher return, they choose this. So in this calculation, we prefer to take security C.